CO3 is a body that represents leaders in the third sector, incredibly important organisation in a society that needs to change and needs leadership in that change. CO3 supports those who head up third sector organisations.
The third sector has been described as the glue that holds our society together. The range of organisations across the sector, from arts to environment to job creation, that all plays a huge role in making Northern Ireland a pleasant, successful, healthy, vibrant society. We play a huge role in delivering a better society in Northern Ireland, and we're also making a big economic contribution. CO3 starts with individuals who are out in our community making a difference, changing lives every day. And what we do is we help them lead the work they're doing much more effectively.
I think for me, whenever I benefit from leadership training, from management training, ultimately that should provide a better service to our community and our service users. CO3 equips us to do that. CO3 is giving us the facilities here to learn together how to make ourselves more efficient, to be able to work in a more effective way within the whole sector of Northern Ireland.
To address my own personal development in many ways, and also to develop stronger links with my peers, and I felt CO3 was a perfect vehicle to do that.
Magella actually called me and invited me to one of the lunchtime receptions where you could come along as a new member or a new chief executive and meet the CO3 team, meet Magella, and talk to some other people within the sector about the challenges that they face on a day-to-day basis. It was a real advantage to have somewhere to go to talk to peers within the sector and talk to people who actually had a lot more of experience within the sector and learn from them and really have that resource to back up any questions and queries that you might have in the new role.
And many of these organisations don't necessarily have the capacity in their organisations to develop in terms of leadership and the opportunity to network because their organisations are not that big. So for me personally, it gave me a great opportunity to network with colleagues and peers across other organisations and to avail of the training and leadership and development opportunities that CO3 provides to help develop myself personally and the organisation. And just recently, one of the members of my own senior management team has participated in a senior management team network group that CO3 has set up, and that's proven to be invaluable for her development as well.
Also, I think that the money that we receive within the third sector is all public money, and we need to be thinking about the really high levels of governance, high levels of, I suppose, business standards, if you like, and CO3 really provides a forum for us to be able to develop those skills within the leaders for the sector.
The most important role, certainly in recent times, has been engagement in special interest groups. CO3 has been very good at really setting up a health and social care special interest group. And that's a way where collectively we can certainly share experience, but it's also a way in which we can influence and way policy and strategy is developed in the health and social care arena.
I do think that the networking opportunities are invaluable, and certainly things like the leadership conference, that I've been to 2 of those now, and I find those really great because there's not always time to step back from your role and really think about the wider strategic landscape.
And I think one of the great things about CO3 is the way they have developed a mentoring role and developing coaching partnerships where sector leaders are willing to give up their time and their expertise to support and develop other leaders within the sector.
Well, I think leaders are strange animals that can be very isolated for them. So the idea of being able to come together and share experiences and transfer skills and even just support each other is incredibly important.
I do find because it is quite isolating being a chief executive, particularly, as I said before, in organisations that are medium-sized and don't have a full range of capacity, perhaps to do things that we'd like to do. CO3 can sort of dovetails well into that in terms of support and networking and developing partnership ways of working, and also in terms of public affairs and actually representing the interests of chief executives in organisations.
We've also helped members in crisis. So there are a number of chief executives who've come to us because they're facing a moment of personal or employment crisis, and we've been able to help them through that moment so that they can go on and work successfully in the sector.
We want to ensure our third sector in Northern Ireland is the best on these islands and the best in Europe.